All right, so check this out. You see what's going on out there. You see a lot's changing in the world right now. A lot is going on. People are, I'm just gonna say it, they're out of control, right? And no, it may not be everybody, but it's so many people right now that you almost you feel the urge to stay away from people. You barely want to be around people, strangers, your family. You talk to your family, they're going through it. There's something happening. They're paying attention. Did you see what happened on the news the other day? Did you see what's taking place? And if it's not the news, they're talking about things going on within the family. You want to you want to try to be the one listening to them. But you got things going on yourself. If there's ever been a time to practice stillness, that time is now. Oh yeah, that time is now. Because emotions are running high. Anxiety is at an all-time high. You go to sleep anxious, wake up anxious. Like, how do you wake up first thing in the morning with anxiety? I'm not talking about just the regular stress of life, of living, because that's there too. But you may have felt it. You wake up and it's like, did I miss something? Did I miss something? You don't even know what it is. And that's all by design. I can't act like I know what the plan is. I'm not going to act like I had some inside scoop. But I can tell you what I've noticed. For whatever reason, they want you to be afraid. They want you filled with anxiety. I know it sounds mean, right? It sounds cruel. Why? A lot of times they get caught up in the why. Even if you know the why, if you don't do anything about it, what's the use? Right? All you need to know is that it's taking place. And what are you going to do about it? How are you going to protect yourself? How are you going to be there for your family? That's what you can figure out. A lot of us get straight to the be there for the family part. But if you're not protecting yourself, you're not taking care of yourself, well, the truth of the matter is, you may not be able to be there for your family. And even if we're not talking about you not physically being there for the family, you won't be able to be there for them mentally the way they need you. You may not be able to be there for them emotionally. If your emotions are all over the place and you're getting emotional, caught up in these roller coasters, caught up in all of the drama, well then, when it's time for you to be there for your family and loved ones emotionally, to be stable, to be understanding, you're snapping out. You're lashing out. You may find yourself venting, releasing some of your fears on them. Because a lot of people look at anger, people showing rage and anger as it's like just an attack. A lot of that is just fear, right? They say there's only two things in the world anyway, right? Fear and love. If you're not operating out of love, then it must be fear. It's either one or the other. Now's not the time to be passive and allow anxiety to have its way with you. A lot of us are talking about it. Talk to family, and they're saying, "Oh, I'm feeling anxiety. I'm feeling anxiety." You know, there's a hit record out there, right, where somebody's talking about anxiety, right? And we hear these things, we say these words, and they become almost like trends. And little do you know, you start to feel like you're in the in crowd. Me too. I have anxiety too. Yeah. Before it was stress. When people first started saying I'm stressed, it became almost cool to say I'm stressed. Man, you stressing me out. Well, that's becoming that way with anxiety. And that is going to become one of those things too. My anxieties kick my ass. My anxiety, whoo, oh, my anxiety is out of control. But like I said, if you want to think about being there for your family, you want to think about how you're going to be that rock, how you're going to be able to lead them, how you're going to be able to be strong when some of the ones that's looking up to you are feeling weak and when they're afraid, is important now more than ever that you practice stillness. Worrying is not going to help you. All it can do is make things worse. Being angry, that's not going to help. All that can do is add fuel to the fire. As hectic as things may seem, just being still, allowing yourself to think, that's going to be one of the best things you can do. Am I saying don't take action? No, I'm not saying that. But there's a whole lot of people moving but not going anywhere. There's a whole lot of people doing a whole lot of stuff but not doing anything at all. You're just exerting energy, wasting energy that you can use for when the time comes that you're really going to need it. It's like somebody hearing about a thunderstorm coming and they go straight into complaining about being wet. Like it didn't even start raining yet and you already complaining about getting wet. This is time you could be using to figure out how you're not going to get wet, right? Or you can at least figure out, okay, what am I going to do when I get wet? If I get wet, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, right? But if you waste all of your energy before the storm even starts, complaining about being wet, and that's all you're doing is complaining about being wet, well, you're already done. You know, you might as well get yourself a chair and go sit outside and just wait for the storm to come and take it. Just take it, right? Because you've already signed up for a position of helplessness. You already signed up for a position of victimhood. And some people, that's their choice. And you can't convince them otherwise. And these are the ones that you're going to be running into who justify, well, this is why I'm angry. This is why I'm driving in the car, running someone else off the road, because I got all these things going on. Life is crazy. The news is stressing me out. Do you know the conditions of the world? And all this is going on, and you're driving too slow. That's why I have road rage, right? That sounds completely rational, doesn't it? Of course it doesn't. But that's what we're dealing with right now. Now you, being a rational-minded, sensible person, you have a choice to make. You're a rational-minded, sensible person. You encounter these people. You got to deal with these people. They're ready to run you off the road because life is so crazy and hectic right now, and they're completely justified in their minds, right? Now, again, you're rational, you're sensible. How do you deal with these people? Oh, because they're out there. And it seems like they're growing more and more every day. They're growing. Will you join them? The invitation is always there for you to join them. Because after all, you're aware of what's going on in the world too. Yeah, you're right. It's crazy. This is happening. Bad news everywhere. Bad news from your family members. Bad news from your friends. Bad news from the news, right? And you have these people that want to run you off the road. They're inviting you. Come join us. Be one of us. Do you join? Do you get caught up in the frenzy? Do you get caught up in the chaos? Do you partake? And if you don't, actively jump in and dance with them. What do you do when it's just you? How are you on the inside? Are you yelling at them on the inside? Are you avoiding the confrontation with the people out there on the road? Are you avoiding the confrontation with the other people, but engaging in a confrontation with yourself? This is what's going on right now. You can avoid the chaos interacting. You can let it go and say, I'm gonna be the bigger person. But when you drive away, what's happening within you? Are you just bottling it up? Are you holding it in? Because if that's the case, you may end up being worse than the ones that we're saying are irrational and snapping. Because one thing they may have on you is that at least they're releasing it somewhat. They're releasing it. They're getting a release. So now if you're one of the people who's, I will not do that, they're doing it the wrong way, I'm not going to beep at them, I'm not going to go crazy, I'm not going to vent to everybody, but you're holding it in. All of those things are happening within you, but the only thing that separates you is that you're not doing what everyone else is doing. You're not expressing it the way they're expressing it. It was almost like you're just you're holding it all in and taking all the hits from within. So you have this battle going on within yourself. And at which point do you implode? So it's more than just, I'm not going to behave this way, I'm not going to do this, because it's still there, right? What do? You have to be still. Allow yourself to feel what you're feeling. Find yourself a way of releasing it. Writing your thoughts out, seeing it on paper. It could be listening to music. Find yourself some good music that you can ride around to. If you're in the car, have some good music playing. It can really save your life. You got some good music playing and you interact with or come across, cross paths with one of these people. That music can save you. It can keep you cool, level-headed, because they catch you off guard. I was riding with my son today to the library, and I slowed down to let someone exit the library, let a car come out, and the car behind me just speeds around me really fast, like it was on the run or something like that, speed around me and race off to the light. It's just constant, just chaos. But the main thing is, you don't want to let yourself get caught up. Now is not the time for you to be getting all emotional, because you get emotional, the next person gonna be emotional. Everything is just gonna be blown out of proportion at this point. People aren't thinking clearly. And something as small as beeping a horn, who knows where that can lead you. So I say, as we're going into this time, tensions are rising, anxiety is at an all-time high. Find yourself a way to remain grounded. Protect your peace. You may even have to get to a point now where someone can call you up and you have to make that tough choice not to even answer the phone. And that's where we're at right now. Because that person calling you may be coming to take that last little bit of peace you have. They may be calling you to add some chaos into your life, telling you about some drama, something that they into. they got into. And that one moment can change your whole vibe. Just shift your energy. So I say protect your peace. Pay attention to your mood. Pay attention to your temperament, right? Really keep checking in with yourself as you interact with other people. And don't be afraid to, like I said, don't be afraid to decline a phone call. Don't be afraid to cut a conversation short. Don't be afraid to say, you know what, I don't think I'm going to be able to meet up this weekend. Because you can go ahead and say, oh, well, I said I was going to come over, I was going to meet up with them, and you go and you don't really feel like it, and you're not in the right mental space, and something can happen when you go to these places now, meet up with somebody, and tempers begin to fly, and all of a sudden people do things that they can't take back, and you wishing that you never went. Matter of fact, you like, I knew I shouldn't have went. I didn't feel like it. It's nobody else's responsibility to make that call for you. You have to make that call. Protect your peace. Don't allow yourself to get caught up in these emotional chaos that we're going to see more and more of. Find time to be still. Sit with yourself in silence as much as possible. And if you don't have nobody else talking to you, giving you uplifting words, you got to go out of your way to do it for yourself. And that's all I got for you this time around. I'm going to catch you on the next one. Y'all be well. Peace.